Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Biodiversity and Conservation. I am Subhalakshmi Rao from Ambika Prasad Research Foundation, India, and today we are going to talk about solid waste collection and transfer, which is a part of UGC NET syllabus for environmental science subject. So let's start. So first of all, what are the collection components? Means what are the things that we have to keep in mind that are required during collection. So first of all is collection points. So these are those points which affect the collection system components such as crew size, storage, or the cost of collection. So the collection points or the areas from which we collect the waste materials depend on locality, which may be residential or commercial or industrial. Means if we uh, collect the waste materials from residential area, then we will employ different methods like for the collection of waste material from residential areas, we can use simple methods like simple compactor trucks or hand pulled uh, rickshaws, all those things we can use to collect the waste. Or in case of industrial and commercial area from where we collect the waste, there we will need large scale or big trucks to load the waste material. So this is just a basic thing that gives us the idea about the collection points. So next thing is collection frequency. It says how frequently we are collecting the waste material from any area, any locality. So climatic conditions and the uh, collection points like the which from which locality we are collecting the waste determine the collection frequency. Like in case of hot and humid climates, the waste collection is at least twice a week, and due to the hot temperature, most of the waste gets degraded or decomposed easily, and it leaves a bad odor, which is very bad for that locality, and it also leaches into the groundwater, which will cause diseases and different can I say, like like it can harm the soil also, the microorganisms, and lastly humans. So uh, that's why we have to collect the waste in hot and humid climates quickly. So next is the quality of solid waste containers on site also determines the collection frequency. Like if we have closed or sealed containers, then we can collect the data. So you collect the waste material with a frequency of 3 days. But we have open or unsealed containers, then we have to collect the waste materials daily. Next, collection frequency also um, depends on the demography of the area, like what type of people are residing there. If rich people are found in a particular area, then they tend to keep the environment clean, means they need the environment clean. So the frequency of collection there will be higher than the areas where poor people reside. And cost of collection also determines the frequency. If there are fewer trucks available to collect the um, waste materials, then the frequency will be low. Next is storage containers. So containers should be like that can be easily handled and can be economical also, and should be resistant to weather or animals or corrosion. So um, in residential areas, the standardized metal or plastic containers are used to store the waste, and in mechanized or you can say in industrial areas, we have plastic containers, but they have to be picked up quickly or easily, because uh, big amount or big size waste materials are found there. Next is convenience. So convenience uh, is that the container should be manageable for both, to keep the in the residential areas, and for easy collection of the waste by the crew. And next is collection crew. So the people who are collecting our waste from our homes or from industrial areas, all those things, this is very important, and it's very necessary, and it depends mainly on labor and equipment costs also, collection methods and collection routes. These all things determine the size of the crew for collection. So if we have to cover a very big area, then we will require a very big crew. And if the uh, waste is collected from an industrial site or commercial area, then also the crew we require is very big. And if we don't have a motorized vehicle or any push cart or trailer to tow the garbage, then we will also require a very large collection crew. So next is collection route. So for any successful collection of waste material, we require a good planning, which will determine the good routes that is efficient for collection. So a perfect routing of collection of vehicles helps us the cost of labor, and it will also minimize the time consumption and fuel consumption. So it's very necessary to develop a very detailed and proper route plan for the collection of waste materials. The always the route depends on the amount of waste collected per stop, the distance between the stops, and the loading time and the traffic conditions. So these all things determine the perfect route. And sometimes we have railway crossings or rivers and roads with heavy traffic. They actually hinder the collection route, and therefore uh, proper analysis and planning should be done so that collection can be done quickly and easily and safely also. Now, collection vehicle routing, there are actually two types here, like macro routing and micro routing. In case of macro routing, here we say that term also as route balancing. It basically means that we will divide the total collection area into routes, and um, divide all the routes among different crews, and the size of each route actually depends on the amount of waste collected per stop, the distance between the stops, loading and traffic conditions also. So Micro routing is using the results of the macro routing analysis. We can specify each path to each crew and collection vehicle. Like if we see that a particular area takes a large amount of time with the same amount of crew what we have given and vehicle also. So if we see that particular area is taking much time, then we will um, give that area another vehicle as well as two or more other crews, additional crews also, so that the collection can be done easily and safely. And readjustment of the macro routing is called micro routing. Now, transfer station. It's also very important in solid waste collection and transfer. So, a transfer station is an intermediate station between the final disposal area and the collection point. And this is done to increase the efficiency of the system, like efficiency of the collection vehicle and crew to remain closer to the routes. So it's area between the disposal and collection site. So if the disposal site is far from collection area, then we will require its transfer station where we can put all our haul in a particular area, so that the next day the other trucks, big trucks, can load these waste and uh, dump it in the disposal site, and the other crews can go on with the duty of collection of waste materials from the collection site. So the transfer station basically serves a pre-processing point where wastes are scooped and compressed, and the unit cost of hauling solid waste from a collection area to a transfer station and then to the disposal site actually decreases if we have a transfer station in a particular in between these two sites, disposal and collection sites. So the transfer of waste is actually accompanied by the removal, separation, and handling of the waste. So there are some limitations to this method where we have a transfer station. Like if we have smaller collection vehicles, then we will require a transfer station. And if we have very much distance between the collection and disposal point, then also we will have uh, to have a transfer station. So if we have a small to medium transfer station, then these are the places where we can store the waste, um, which are of very small capacity, that is less than 100 tons per day. Or in case of medium, we have 100 to 500 tons per day. Depending on the weather, the site conditions, and environmental concerns, the transfer options of this size may be located either indoor or outdoor. So the required station capacity depends on the size and population density of the area and the frequency of collection. So if we are collecting the waste and it's small amount of waste, then we will uh, have a small or medium sized transfer station. But if we are collecting large amount of waste from any area, then we will require a large transfer station. So these are designed for heavy commercial use by private and municipal collection vehicles. So here the processes that go on is that when the collection vehicles come to the site, transfer station site, they are checked in for billing, weighed, and then according to the weight, they are directed to the particular dumping area. Then the wastes are dumped, and the trailer unloads the waste and goes away from the site. And then the transfer vehicles are weighed after loading, so that they have the maximum legal weight for carrying, and then these waste are dumped in the disposal site. So this is all from me today. Thank you for listening to me.